I would watch TV and I would like see like a hooker or something, I would feel like she was cool. All these memes were like, oh, then she must be a big deal. Like all these people are making jokes of talking about her. The big one that really blew me up was when I went on the No Jumper podcast and I talked about getting fucked by 50 guys in one night. I did fuck 50 guys.
Yes.
Whatever, bro. Like, it happens. Life is one big.
It happens. I fucked 50 guys. It happens.
Guys,
Life is one big gangbang. Before I got a BBL and before I did Adam 22's podcast, I was already making 50K a week. A girl could make an OnlyFans tomorrow and she can be way hotter than me and she's not gonna make this bread.
True.
She just isn't.
What's the biggest month you've had?
Wow, welcome back to the MBH podcast. Money buys happiness, guys. We fucking love you. If you're not subscribed, hit the fucking subscribe button.
Yes.
Do it.
Like the video, comment, whatever. And fucking just do whatever, all right? We're in LA, the city of demons, not even of angels.
So demonic here.
The air's
Get
demonic.
better friends.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel the demonic air here.
Yeah.
I'm breathing in demons.
It was when I walked in.
Yeah, that was you, eh? Yeah. Okay, no. Well, Kazumi, welcome to the show.
Yes.
Wow, we've been talking about this for a while.
We've been mutuals for a while.
Yeah.
He's one of my close friends.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, we're tight.
I'm jealous,
We're tight.
bro.
Listen, close
What
friends.
does it take to get to close friends?
Honestly, I felt sometimes I just like to do it to just switch up the dynamic.
Okay.
It breaks away from the hot girl spam of
Okay.
like my normal Instagram stories, and then it'll like have a break in the middle, like an intermission where it's like just me crying in the bathroom. Then it's like back to hot girl.
Okay, but how are you choosing your close friends?
I think if I feel like we'll be real friends.
Yeah.
If I feel like yeah, you should see like this part of me like shitting on the floor.
Yeah.
You get in there.
But I was like, dude, I'm on her close friends. I like know everything. I feel like I know everything about her life.
yeah, you've
so.
seen the insides of me that the world has yet to see.
Yes.
But
yes.
even with you doing all the pods you've been doing too, like it shows another side of you too. I was watching a bunch of the past interviews and like,
I'm sorry you saw that.
why?
No.
You're destroying your brain slowly.
No, I think you're well spoken. I think that you were trying to talk about other things too. I think a lot of people obviously want to talk about OnlyFans and porn and that shit, but
Yeah.
I feel like there was one interview where you were trying to talk more about business and marketing and everything you've done, because the marketing you've done for yourself is crazy.
Literally,
thank you.
you are, in my opinion, the like best marketed OnlyFans creator, porn
No,
star.
there's some better ones. There's some new ones coming out that I've been seeing that I'm like, whoa, you guys are like building.
No, but like
on top of it.
you've done
True.
like billboards. Like you did a billboard to get a Fleshlight deal.
Yeah, actually.
Like how'd that come to be?
The truth is, I was signed in January.
Oh, you fucking okay. Listen, but great marketing though.
Yeah,
great
I
marketing.
put the billboard up so to drum up some like.
But like that was your idea.
Yeah, that was my idea.
But like genius.
Yeah.
Because a billboard is such a flex for a person that sells boobs on the internet.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
true.
like,
It is.
It's a flex in general. It's cool.
Yeah,
I never
no,
seen
billboard
that.
is a flex in general.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that even with that being said, like even if there's newer women getting into the industry right now, I think it's easier for them to blow up. You've paved the way, you and many other people, right? So they
Yeah.
kind of look at you now, say, what's the recipe for this? And they can
Yeah.
probably get there in 1 year instead of 3, let's say.
Yeah, no, I definitely was in the trenches during COVID, and since then it's gotten a lot easier because short form content is now like something we all do. So it's easier to just be a porn star that gets on a podcast. Like
For
I
sure.
remember like doing like cold DMs to like a billion podcasts like back in the day, and just
Yeah.
hoping that I would be their first porn star because people just didn't do that for a
True.
second.
Until Ryan Pownell came along.
Yeah, until Pillow Talk came and really
Shout out
fucked
Pillow
it up.
Talk.
Yeah,
But it's
shout
crazy.
out Ryan.
Yeah, and I want to get into kind of like your past as well, because
Yeah.
I think that not a lot of people get into that. They talk about obviously where you are today. It's so easy to talk about that. You're super successful, everything you've done.
Yay.
But I think when people see you, they actually want to know like where did you come from? How did this all come to be? So even before the pandemic, where this all kind of started for you, right? I'd say the last 3-4
I would
years.
say like 2020, like
Right?
March 2020,
Yeah.
when everything shut down, I was like, whoa, it's
Yeah.
time to figure it out.
But
And how
like
old are you
early
now?
on,
I'm 26.
You're 26. Okay.
but like I want to go like even prior to that.
Yeah.
Like when I was a sperm.
Like yeah.
We'll start with you as a
Yes.
sperm, and we'll see where we can go
We'll
from
grow
there.
from there. No, like how were you as a kid, teenager? Like was any of what you're doing now ever a thought? Like what kind of person were you? Like were you outgoing, more shy? Like
You know, I think I was really, really socially awkward. My parents didn't let me go outside till I turned 17, and I remember it. It was so what I mean by that, it doesn't mean I was like locked in a cage.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that meant like weekends, holidays, summers. I did not go outside. My parents were big fucking haters about that.
Okay.
They
Just
like,
old school vibes, like.
I wouldn't even say old school because my bro can do whatever the fuck he wants. We're first generation immigrants from the Philippines, so I feel like, and I was their first eldest daughter, so I felt like they were just really protective over that. So like as soon as the bell rang, they were already outside. I didn't even like kick it with people like after school and shit. I say that, and then people think that that's why I'm like this twisted, like
like she was locked in and now.
Sexual being. I feel like that was something like innate. Like my whole life, like when I would watch I when I would watch TV and I would like see like a hooker or something, I would just feel like I would feel like she was cool.
Okay.
Like I would feel like this is a powerful woman. Like I want to be more like that. Not because she's like out there hooking, but just like I just felt like she's just doing what she wants, and I just feel like that's really admirable and cool because she's free. And I got my first phone when I turned 18, and I had a tracking device on my phone till like my 20s.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay,
so I had
really like restricted.
Pretty strict family. I mean, they kicked me out when I was 19.
Okay.
Why?
My curfew was 10:30.
So you're like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm saying no.
So you just moved out?
I'm saying no till 11.
I stayed with a really shitty ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had like a little tumultuous period during my late
19,
teens, early
20,
20s.
yeah.
And then I luckily figured it out, but I felt like it was a necessary chapter for me to care about financial independence as a woman.
Sure.
Because it was like the first guy that, I loved is my dad. And my dad kicks me out. And then like I stay with a shitty ass boyfriend. And then he eventually cheated on me and kicked me out. And I kind of was like, whatever it is I do, I need to not depend on a guy.
Yes.
Like I need to have my own money. And that way I just have more honest relationships. Like if I actually talk to a guy, it's because
You want to.
I just fuck with him. It's not because I need to. And I feel like a lot of people dating nowadays feel like they need this power dynamic because they're insecure. So they need
see it all the time.
a sense of control.
Yeah.
I want to just talk to people because I like them, not because I need them or anything.
Fair.
And even
fair.
with, I guess getting kicked out, was that like the end of a relationship with your family? Like, how did that work out for you?
We're okay now. They still don't know what I do.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, and they live here. It's kind of funny.
Oh my god. Okay, how is that? Hold on. How the fuck is that possible?
Dude, they're a fucking op. There's like, do I need to tell them that like my Christmas gifts are pussy dollars? Like it's like you guys are haters.
Yeah.
But are you around them enough for them to be like, yo, how are you making money to do this?
I see them during holidays,
Cool.
like birthdays. We'll get dinner, but I've never had a relationship with my parents where it's like I text them or call them or anything.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's very and like they're always like very mean and like if they really ask if they see a porn of me, I sold my rights to AI.
Yeah. Oh, that's you're gonna play that game, eh?
That's a deep fake, bro.
I was gonna say that's some fucking Black Mirror
Some
shit.
AI shit, right?
Yeah, which I feel like you could start saying now.
Of
Yeah,
course.
literally,
Yeah.
you could.
It's believable.
Yeah, that's AI. It's not me. And if they've asked before like where my monies came from, and I'll just say crypto, and then I'll.
It's such an easy answer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
start
they'll be
saying
like,
that too. Just crypto.
It's crypto, bro.
Bitcoin.
I'm a music producer.
So when you got kicked out of your first boyfriend's house,
Yeah.
the ex-boyfriend cheated on you, and then at that point, I guess in your mind you're saying, I gotta make my own money, do my own thing.
You know what's funny? The lesson comes to you until you get it. So so after he kicked me out and it was just a fucking disaster, I went back to my parents and it sucked. And then I found another boyfriend and then I started living with him and then he cheated on me and kicked me out again.
Wow.
So it happened twice in a row. And
Two different guys.
Yeah, two different guys, same exact situation. And I kind of was like, honestly, I really need to be financially stable. Like I felt like when you have like a dad or like when you have like family that kind of sucks, you really want to like jump into relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
to like
something
get
else.
away. To
Because
get
you
away
just
from
want to
it.
like fucking live over there, you know, or like not even relationships. You want to jump into situations. Like I want to get this shitty job so that way I could just not be over here.
Yeah.
And so I kept just like choosing like weird dudes in response to and it's a tale as old as time. You know what I mean? But I felt like my overarching lesson was like I need to have my own money.
Yeah.
Because it was like, my boyfriends would control me with their money, with their circumstances, and I was like, I'm over it. Like I need to have my own income and situation.
Do you have any advice for, let's say, because I feel like there's so many people, male and female, in that position in relationships where they feel like they just need to stay there. Right? Do you have any advice for people, maybe young 20s, even just now, like even late 20s, 30s, any age?
You need to be secure with yourself, like financially, emotionally, and obviously most of us aren't, but you need to like at least like start heading towards that direction.
Yeah.
No one is the solution. Everything is complementary. Like I am in an open relationship and I've been open about that and we've been together for years, but like I'm with him because I want to and not because I need to. You know, I can go out and find like a guy, you know, who's like making $1 bajillion, but like for what? You know, I want to be like,
yeah, because you're making a fucking bajillion dollars. That's why. That's why you're like,
you guys are coming to you and saying that.
But like, there's like this like quote that's like, you know, when I'm 83 years old, I want to like turn around and look at someone and be like, hey, remember when? And I feel like a lot of people won't have that because they're just, you know, it's like you're just not being real with yourself.
They're living a life, like, almost a lie. Like they're living a life for someone else, for another image.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just like survival. You know, it's like I need this guy so he can make sure that I live this type of lifestyle. So I'm gonna just deal with shit. You know?
Do you think that like social media and even like I would even say like OnlyFans and that whole industry, you think it plays a part in relationships today?
I would say it's like dicey because I'm obviously an OnlyFans girl and I know a lot of girls who have OnlyFans and almost all of them have probably the most enriched relationships I've ever met. Like their relationship.
Really?
I feel like also, you know, as women, I don't feel like we manipulate with our money that much. You know, like it's like
true.
You know, also personally for me, I feel like I've always had like a sugar mama kink. Like I always wanted to take care of guys.
Sick.
So I felt, I don't know. I felt, I don't feel like I wield it as a power dynamic. It's more like.
And you're saying most people in your industry think that way as well.
Yeah, I would say most girls that have boyfriends have really normal boyfriends.
But I know there's this like right now this battle just in like the world in general on the internet where it's like super traditional family values, you know what I mean? Stay at home wife, you know, husband takes care of everything type of thing. And then there's a completely different contrast of, let's say, women in your situation, OnlyFans making money, porn, whatever. It doesn't have to be in the porn industry, just women making their own money in whichever way. And I'm very torn on what I believe is the best route, because I don't think there's a perfect route. I think everyone has their own, but you're very on the other side clearly in your position. So what are your thoughts on that whole like do you believe that the traditional way could work?
All right, the boys are in Los Angeles, California. You already know what it is. We needed some wheels, all right? Because we're here, we got people to see, shit to do, podcast to record. So check out what we got here. Got a nice Sprinter, all right? Shout out to our guys at High Limit Transportation, all right? They got whips all over California, all over Arizona, whatever you need. We got a Sprinter, but you can get other stuff too, all right? So check them out, they're killing it. If you need some wheels, no one better.
The interior of these things is insane, boys, okay? Double TV. We're talking AirPlay. The boys were watching themselves on YouTube. It was such a vibe. This was true luxury, true hospitality. Guys, check them out on IG at High Limit Transportation. The team was unbelievable. Love you guys. Thank you, High Limit Transportation. Let's get back to this episode.
See, it's like I could pop off on this forever because I have a lot to say about relationships.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because I've been in a very unconventional relationship. Me and my partner are polyamorous, so we can see other people. Obviously, I do porn, and he can have sex with other women. And people are always confused because then like they meet him and he's cool and he's not like a loser.
Yeah, he's not
mad and shit either.
No, he's just like chilling.
Yeah.
I think so. What happened? And this is like my theory, and it's probably stupid, and I'll get roasted in the comments. When women started making money, they didn't have to accept as much shit. This is just truthful, okay? Like if I don't feel like I need you to survive, I'm not gonna deal with you cheating on me. I'm not gonna deal with you not being present in our relationship or being emotionally unavailable, okay? I'm going to be able to seek out other options. When, especially OnlyFans happened, and now a lot of women have a lot of money, I feel like this like conversation with like Andrew Tate and like these like trad men things came about because men started feeling insecure because they felt like, well, what do I bring to the table if it's not money? I think women in general keep it really clear that I don't care so much about what you can provide for me materially as much as what you can provide for me in terms of emotional support. And I feel like a lot of guys don't want to do that. It's really clear that, you know, for most women would be happy if you didn't cheat on them. Number one.
Crazy to see.
Really, yeah. Like I feel like most women would much rather you just like actually be a real boyfriend and not like a sugar daddy. I'm pretty sure like most functioning women, especially women not in social media, are just like, I would just like a guy that says he is what he says he is.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of guys are kind of insecure that they can't control women in that way, because it's like, well, what do I have to offer? Money was easy.
Yeah.
You know, but like actually like showing up is a lot harder.
I mean, I agree with that part 100%. I think like, I just wonder like how much good it's doing. Because at the same time, like there are aspects of what you're saying that I agree in, but there's the other side where I'm like, I also feel like women are more depressed now than they've ever been. And I don't know, maybe that's just for other reasons.
Well, you're in that industry, so you could speak on it too, on the people around you. And like, are there women that are depressed being in that industry?
I think, okay, so the cool thing with OnlyFans versus like, let's say mainstream porn is there's no person above me saying like, hey,
true,
anal tomorrow. You know, like I feel
what like, oh,
you know, like, oh, fuck. Or like, hey, you gotta fuck these two ugly dudes tomorrow. Yeah. There's no pressure that like I have to do X to become successful.
True.
So I think at least with OnlyFans, I have a lot of girls don't even do porn. You know, a lot of them just do a weird TikTok with their toothpaste in their boobs and they make $1 bajillion.
Fair.
I think they have a lot more freedom to explore their options, and when you have more freedom to explore your options, you get more clarity on what you actually want to do.
Yeah,
I think some people get lost in the sauce, but that's just part of entertainment.
That happens in every industry, though. You can get lost.
And that happens in LA, the demonic air. I'm sure it hits you differently.
I'd rather be here than like anywhere else, though. At least for like growing my career.
No, for what you're doing, it's the perfect place.
And I think even with the going on the insecurity part with men, right? And I saw this online the other day. I saw it was some podcast, but the woman said, you know, for females now, when they're in a relationship, let's say they get in a fight with their guy, okay? They could easily just post a story, get a bunch of DMs, and they're out to dinner that night with another guy. So I think a lot of guys feel that now. I don't think that's anyone's fault. Like it's not the girl's fault that she has social media now. But I think that's why I brought social media up. I think that's making people more insecure because they'll see their girlfriend.
Options,
Exactly. You have more options than ever, right? And I think obviously females get more options than male.
Yeah.
Right? So
without a doubt.
I think it's also like a trust thing. Like, okay, for example, like I've had monogamous relationships, and I've always pushed for honestly open relationships, not because I have to fuck other guys, but honestly, it was just easier to like not have arguments all the time.
True.
You know, because I'm not gonna say like, oh, I look like this, so duh. But like, it's like, you know, it's like almost every interaction with a guy is very like, are you trying to fuck me or are you being friendly?
Yeah.
You know, if one of you guys wants to drive me home tomorrow, like after this, if I was in a monogamous relationship, I would have to explain that. And it's like, what if we're like,
why do I need that?
Why do I have to say why Anthony's in my close friends?
Yeah.
You know, even though I post boobs there, like I just want him to see it. It's funny. You know,
so not necessarily
like
just sex with other people.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, I'm curious. Okay, speaking to your relationship, right? Like, how does that even come to be? Is that like is that discussion at the forefront? Does that happen 3 months in? I'm very curious.
And what's it like? What's that conversation even sound like?
So me and my partner, we started as an open relationship. After my last two, which I also asked to be in an open relationship. So my last two boyfriends that cheated on me, I told them I wanted an open relationship. They said no. And then they cheated on me.
And then they cheated.
So I'm like, you know, let's just like, just be an open relationship,
true.
you know? And obviously that doesn't mean like as soon as he was my boyfriend, we started having sex with other people.
Yeah.
But we had to like grow a foundation and we had to establish boundaries and like rules that, you know, in the beginning of like, hey, this would make me uncomfortable. If this happens, I would really not want to do this. And I think it gives me a lot more clarity, you know, on our relationship and what I like and what he doesn't like. Like we've been to swinger resorts. I don't know if you saw
I saw your story. Yeah.
But I lived with in Jamaica and I was naked for a week. That was crazy.
You were naked for a whole week?
I was in a nudist resort in Jamaica for a week, and it was lots of swingers and lots of old people. It was just society, but old, but naked. You know? So there was like, you know, obviously it's like some hot people, but mostly just normal people just being fucking naked. And it's cool because it's like you meet couples and there's just so many ways to be in a relationship. Like some people, they've been together for 30 years, but they just wanted to open up their relationship last year since the kids are gone, you know? There's like some people and they're like 22 and they're like, you know, just check it out. What's going on?
Yeah.
True.
You know, so, you know, my partner and I, we've been in an open relationship for almost 4 years now. And so I've met other partners in the same type of relationship dynamic.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Some of them have kids, some of them have like grandkids, and some of them just started. It's just kind of understanding that like, you know, like love is a feeling, but monogamy is a choice. You know, like it's like that's just a relationship style. Also, everyone's definition of monogamy is different. Like some people might be like, oh, like liking a girl's picture is cheating, you know, versus some people might be like, nah, just as soon as it's penis into vagina, that's cheating.
It's true. It's true.
You know,
and
it's
we
like
got different definitions.
We have levels.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, okay, to what extent do you ever have to explain any sexual interactions with other men, or is it like just whatever, like you guys keep it open?
Rules. I don't do cream pies with other men, obviously, because I'm not on birth control.
Yeah.
For the longest, I wasn't allowed to do facials.
Okay.
Which was, you know.
And then you changed the rule?
Now I can't.
You changed it up. Switched it up.
Also, the rules can change.
Yeah, the rules can change because
Beautiful.
rules are fluid. Because obviously, when you first start, you're usually like, "What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
no, you can't fuck my girl."
Yeah.
You know. But now it's like, you know, like the more as things relax and he feels more secure. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't really mean.
But do you
that
have to
much.
like? Do you guys have it in a way where like you have to explain every time, like, oh, like I did this today, I did that?
I'm not gonna go position by position. Like, yeah, he turned me over.
No. Just like, I slept with another guy type of thing.
Yeah. I'll make it clear. Like,
Okay,
I feel like some people like prefer to like don't ask, don't tell. But I would be so annoyed if it's like I hung out with like a crew and like you guys have been fucking this whole time. Like I would like to just understand the dynamic and. And I think when you really love someone and you tell them all the information.
Yeah.
Because you respect them enough to make their own educated decision on how they feel about it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in relationships don't want to tell their partner shit. And that's where fights come.
That's where
because
it
it's like
comes.
you're assuming that I'm going to be upset. And it's like I'm more upset that you're just not communicating.
Yeah.
You know?
We had Sugar Sean on, and he's in an open relationship as well.
Yeah.
He had one boundary, and it was
But it's one way, by the way. It's a one. That's a one.
It was a one way.
Oh, they're in an OPP.
Is that what it's called?
One penis policy.
One penis. Yeah, I guess.
Ew, I hate
Right.
those.
So no, but he listen. He said that there's one boundary that he had for himself, and I guess that was a discussion with his partner that it couldn't be the same person more than once.
What?
Yeah.
So one night stands only.
One night stands only.
Completely. I think it was because it was like when he travels and stuff, like. If he's on road,
If he's at a party or
Whatever.
whatever.
What about rounds? Like
Because I
you
don't.
got like 4 seconds, you have to go.
What he said is like, because I think more than once, like then you can start developing more of a relationship with the person.
I don't know, but I have a lot of friends who, and some of them have like the weirdest rules. Like my one friend is like no cuddling. Like as soon as you nut, you leave, and I'm like that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like,
Damn.
I was
That's
like,
tough.
But that's when the feelings
That's
come
tough.
out,
I was
though.
like,
When you're
like-
cuddling.
I'm allowed to have feelings.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. It's not purely physical for me. I will say like doing porn. So we were in an open relationship before I did porn. So that's a big part of why porn was easy. Like we had already went to swinger parties. We had been to sex clubs. We had fucked our friends and done orgies together. I started doing porn and that was just a natural progression of like what
it made sense anyways wherever you were.
What was I saying?
No, like the whole like one penis policy, the cuddling, but you're saying the one
Feelings,
OPP is
the
crazy.
feelings.
By the way.
Yeah. Like I think like I like doing porn because it makes it very clear like the setup is. I could be like, hey, do you want to collab? And it's more like the vibe isn't like, hey, we're friends with benefits. The vibe is more like, hey, you want to hoop? Like,
Yeah.
True.
We're gonna get into some like cardio for 30 minutes and then we'll sell it.
Yeah, make some fucking money.
Yeah.
Cardio for 30 minutes. That's amazing.
Yeah. So and it's like, you know, sometimes it's like those are my coworkers. So it's like my boyfriend's met them at parties and we've hung out at award shows. Like those are my friends. So it's like if we want to go to dinner, if we want to go to Disneyland, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be crazy to isolate myself from my community.
Yeah. No, that's
Was
fair.
there any time where you've been in an open relationship and the guy's done something and it actually affected you? Like you were actually pissed?
I will say there's been times like so some rules with my partner is like number one, I always say like I'm in a relationship. I don't act single. You know,
Okay,
like I need to make sure that you respect that because usually at that point I can tell if a guy is like I don't respect
Like in or out? Yeah.
And really there's no power dynamic when you're like I'm not comparing like sex of Johnny Sins to my boyfriend. Like those are incomparable experiences.
Yeah,
like,
of course. That guy's a fucking.
One is my fucking partner, you
Yeah.
know, and like one is like a performance, and it's like, you know, like it's for fun. So like that's one rule: no cream pies, no facials. I'm allowed to go out on dates with other people. It's just kind of like within reason. Like if my partner and I are fighting, and we're not stable,
You're not gonna go do it.
it's probably not the vibe. It's probably gonna make shit way worse.
And then you guys have the same rules, both sides.
Yeah, we have the same rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to quickly go to the point of like what you're saying when you're making content, like it's pure work, like it's a performance.
I can fuck for fun.
Yeah, no, I know that. But I'm saying in terms of like the actual work aspect of it, like I've heard so many porn stars say, "Oh, like most of the time it doesn't even feel good. Like I'm just like
they're stupid, bro."
Like, okay, so I was gonna say, like, you know what I mean, like
loser. Oh my god, don't clip that. But like so before porn. So again, me and my boyfriend were open before it. Okay. So when I was like in my 20s and my 19, and so I started. This is crazy. This is a tangent. If you watch other podcasts, you would know that I used to throw sex parties on a really regular basis. Like I used to throw them every Friday. I would have the fucking snacks. I would have baby wipes.
What does that entail? Yeah, like please walk me through that.
What's the party? What's the sex party like?
So there's many different types. There's, you know, the big fancy ones in the hills with like fucking Joe Rogan. No, just kidding. I don't know if he's there. Joe. I meant to say like someone like Joe Biden, but that was the wrong Joe. But like those are like the fancy ones where you sign an NDA, and then there's like the little warehouse parties, and then there's like the little kickbacks. So like when I was like a little younger, like my friends and I, we kept going to this sex club in like the Valley, because obviously it's in the Valley, and it was just full of old people. So like every time we would fuck, there'd be like a little mosh pit of like senior citizens like jerking off. And we were like, yeah, let's like make our own club. Yeah. So it was like Fight Club. Like it was like we would go on Field and Tinder, and we would find other young people and be like, dude, you want to have like the experience of your lifetime? Like it's gonna be a safe space for sure. Like because it was my party.
Yeah.
And so we would have like these little sex parties like every Friday. Like,
and you stopped?
Huh?
You stopped now?
It was just getting overwhelming.
He's bring it back. He's trying to like
bring it back.
I throw like parties here and there, but they're not sex parties. They're just sex friendly. Like
you can you can just start
so
fucking
like
if you want.
So it's like you can fuck, but it's not like the center of attention.
Okay.
You know, like back then, like that was the purpose.
Like you walked in, you're fucking.
You walk in, there's beds everywhere. There's the neon purple lights, and we're playing The Weeknd. Okay, so it's like
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you know. There's like
now I'm starting to see it all. I'm seeing it all now.
Have you ever been to one of those like fancy ones with NDAs?
Yeah. I remember.
That's crazy.
I remember being 20 and going into this sex party, and like everyone was wearing the masks, right? Like eyes wide shut. Remember, I'm 20, so it's like on Monday I went back to school, and I was like, yo, you guys have no idea what I just saw. Yeah. No one believed me. And there was like, you know, there was a performance where everyone was having like a choreographed orgy, and you know, and we all clapped and shit, and that was cool. So I've been to those.
Yeah. Wait, there's like an audience like clapping for you?
Yeah, there's like an audience. It's always funny because like the rich people are like the super rich people are always like,
Yeah.
Their pinkies out?
So I don't care.
True.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is yeah. And LA's not demonic, right?
That's what I'm saying. What? I never heard about this happening in Miami, by the way.
I'm sure I've been to Miami, and they have sex parties there.
They?
But they're a lot sweatier because it's Miami.
Yes,
there's trapeze in Fort Lauderdale, and they have a buffet, and that's pretty demonic.
What do you mean a buffet?
What's that?
It's like they have a buffet in the middle of the sex club.
Oh, and you just walk in, you're just like
they have like a
like fucking Mandarin.
Station.
They're just like going at it. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Where have I been, bro? I haven't been enough places.
Yeah, I like to travel and find out how like countries fuck. Like I've been to like France and Spain, and I always try to find the sex clubs out there.
I saw when you went to Rome, right? Did you end up finding
Italy?
Anywhere?
Yeah, Italy is
But
cool.
they're smashing with an espresso and
fucking paninos, like sandwiches.
I'll show you the pictures after this. I went to Venice, not California, but Venice, Italy.
Of course.
And
did they have the guys with the long like fucking?
They did.
Yeah.
So we went during Venice Carnival, which is like when everyone wears the mask.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was horny parties because that's just what people do. So I was in a castle and I got tied up. But nothing happened. I just got tied up, and then everyone clapped.
I seen those stories of you all tied up. I'm like, that looks like it hurts.
Shibari does hurt, but for me, I'm into BDSM in a pretty like non-traditional way. Like when people think of BDSM, they think of like whips and chains, and for me, it's like more of a meditational thing. Like I feel like in my personal life I need a lot of control. Like I'm a little like intense.
Okay.
And I like to be tied up in my personal, like I'll travel for it. Like I'm going back in August to Germany to get tied up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are there like fucking like professionals in that industry? Where it's like
yeah, my friend was trained by a shibari sensei in Japan.
Damn, this shit goes deep, eh?
So I've been in the sex club. I went on a huge tangent, but I've been in like the underground like sex club world for a long time. So that's why it was really easy for my partner and I to kind of transition into me doing porn.
So kind of walk us through like how you actually get into porn.
So I primarily do OnlyFans. I started doing mainstream porn pretty recently, like a few months ago.
So OnlyFans came first.
OnlyFans came
because the people are asking for it. No, they want you on mainstream. No.
I've done mainstream. I've done browsers. I've done.
But I'm saying that's because the audience they're asking for it.
They wanted free shit they could find on Pornhub.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
why.
Facts.
There you go.
Yeah. Right now I'm sheerly motivated by new sexual experiences. Like I'll try anything twice.
Okay.
So right now it's like I'll do things because it sounds like a fun project, because mainstream porn doesn't pay shit, dude. Like in comparison to OnlyFans, like I own my intellectual property. So
True.
I started doing porn on my OnlyFans because I'm fucking anyways.
Yeah.
You know, so it was cool, especially when I started having a budget to like be able to shoot with a videographer and actually make my own like twisted sexual fantasies come to life.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I feel like for a lot of you guys, like your sexual fantasy has to come spontaneously. But for me, it's like if I daydream about getting kidnapped in a van and then like having ski mask dudes gangbang me, I could call 5 dudes right now.
Just make it happen.
Just come true.
And I don't have to wait, and then I could get paid for it. You know? So that's cool.
Yeah,
and even with the porn, like, could you compare in terms of numbers, like one video for porn versus one video for OnlyFans, how much you would make?
So I don't know if I can say my rate, but like let's say
a range maybe.
Like let's say like maybe for like one scene, and it's a super normal scene, it's maybe like 2K, 3K.
Okay.
Once.
Oh, bro, you're like, what
no
the fuck?
royalties.
Wow.
You're like, bro.
And they're probably
everywhere.
making so much. Like they're probably making at least.
Tangentially, I get exposure.
True.
Which is cool. But you could get that same amount of exposure doing this podcast, getting it clipped, going viral, and then having people subscribe.
I'm sure there's guys watching this right now that already stopped the podcast
to go
subscribe. And they already went to your OnlyFans. So thanks for joining us, guys. You can now leave.
They were like, where's the Black Rock?
So I guess in terms of money, it makes more sense to do OnlyFans than in terms of control as well.
So when you're someone like me who has a good grasp at marketing, OnlyFans all the way, right? Because like there's like I have like the shittiest sex tapes ever from when I'm like 20 doing back shots in the car, 13 seconds. That has probably made me hundreds of thousands of dollars because it's me and
people
own it.
want that. People
and
want
it's
that
amateur,
more.
You know? And
Bro.
it's on my page and it's sold
amateur
eternally, right? So that makes me money because I've been able to get people to doing things like this that garners an audience and gets them interested, and then when they go there, hopefully they have a good experience on my page and just keep buying shit because they fuck with it.
True.
But let's say I'm not a girl who's great at marketing, then the exposure from like brazzers would probably be best.
Yeah, but I feel like I've seen a lot of the like OG like brazzers, fucking all like porn stars have all transitioned.
I think like the best thing is having like a great marriage of both.
Okay.
But honestly, the girls on OnlyFans who make the most money don't even do porn.
You know what? I've seen
like
that.
Amara,
Well, shout out Katie. No, Katie's one of them.
Like Katie Sigmund, like we've had her on the podcast, and like I don't even think she shows anything.
No.
Like, I think she's just like
Bikinis
lingerie.
and shit,
No, it's all about your marketing. Like,
Yes.
you know, she was able to like get with like a great crew, and then she was able to create interest using her personality.
Yeah.
So the cool thing with OnlyFans is the brand promise that you're connecting to an individual and knowing that money goes directly to them.
Yeah,
you know?
True. There's no middleman. No one's taking a cut. Whatever. It's direct to you.
It's just me and.
So what was your
only
first
thoughts.
OnlyFans video, and like how quickly does it start picking up? Like how quickly do you actually start making real money off of it?
My first OnlyFans video, it's really stupid.
Is it still there?
It's still there. It's stupid. Like it's a video of me on like a fuck machine.
Okay.
And you know, like it's like it's like a little like saddle, like you ride it.
Yeah.
And like while my friend is controlling it, and I'm like reciting jokes out of a joke book.
Oh my god.
It's stupid.
So you really went like Jesus Christ, you were trying to do some different shit.
Well, at the time during COVID, you didn't collab with people.
True.
Like I'm inside.
Yeah,
so my friend had a fuck machine. I had a joke book. It was a Spider-Man joke book. I don't remember any jokes from there because my brain exploded after I nut. But like that was my first video. It's a cute video. It's cute. It's cute. It's like, okay. Like I remember showing my boyfriend and he was like, I don't know when I started jacking off. Like you try to like keep saying jokes the whole time.
There's no moment of like.
It's like no. Like it's just like I'm just trying to say a joke the whole time.
How were you introduced to OnlyFans? And like even second question on top of that is like what kind of decision making went through your head before you made that choice to go
So
do it?
people already wanted me to do an OnlyFans, and again, I already had friends in porn. I had friends who were like dominatrixes. I had friends that were all types of sex work industry, and so it was already like an easy conversation. Like at the time, like my Instagram, which no longer exists, was like a really horny girl Instagram. Like, you know, you go on a girl's page and you're like, she's fucking horny.
Yeah, she's horny as fuck. Yeah.
Like I was doing like really kinky photo shoots of me getting like tied up, me getting set on fire, me just doing crazy shit all the time.
Set on fire?
Yeah, I like fire.
Okay.
You're a magician too.
Yeah. And people were already asking for pictures, and I would just sell them in the DMs whenever like I wanted like money for nails or some shit. And then
$60, $100.
I was like, yeah, here's $20, and those videos would suck. They would be like Instagram camera, 60 seconds, like.
Oh, just showing your body quick?
Yeah, doing the body scan and then being like, here. And then people were like, just make an OnlyFans, dude. So I could just like see it all because it's like, I want the archive. And I was like, okay, I'll just make one.
True. Yeah. And was there anyone in the game already that you were kind of talking to that was like kind of giving you some answers, or anyone you looked up to?
So during COVID, people were inside as fuck, right? We didn't know what was going on. So I was on Telegram, a Telegram plug, which means I'm sus as fuck. And so I was getting into, and this is the sauce for anything you fucking want to do. If you want to get into crypto, if you want to get into meme pages, if you want to do finance, you get on fucking Telegram with these twisted individuals. That's where real demons are.
Yeah,
demons are there.
Facts.
And I would just get into these OnlyFans group chats. And it was like, a lot. It was, and I always say it's community over competition, because at the time none of us knew what we were doing. So we were just like telling each other like facts. We were like, hey, this is the best way to take a nude, or hey, you should start captioning your pictures like this. And then at some point, some girls got to a really high percentile with no management, no agency, no Instagram, no TikTok. And so they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they were charging us for coaching groups. Not the way you see them on Instagram where it's like, say, text me course and I'll it was like real coaching groups where it was like, they would like really mentor you for like hours and hours and hours. Those girls were so raw.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's cool because a lot of them have no Instagram following. Like they were very, I wouldn't say mid girls, but they were like, really,
you're mid, yeah.
They weren't the hot girls you're imagining. They were just like normal girls who just freakishly were online for a long time.
Yeah.
Shit.
You killed it with the marketing, straight up.
Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit before we go forward. You had a marketing job before, right? Mm-hmm. So talk to us about that a little bit, and even what you took from that job into OnlyFans.
So it was like a pyramid scheme.
There's so many out there. Listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was direct marketing. So it was door to door, B2B.
Okay.
It was a lot of just like running up on people and bum rushing them. So I worked with low-income people, specifically giving them Obama phones. I don't know if you know.
I know about that.
Obama phones?
So
the fuck is
that?
So
people who are homeless or just in a low-income situation, they need a fucking cell phone. But they can't because they don't have a job. But how could they apply for a job if they don't have a phone? So the government assists you by giving you a free phone if you can prove you qualify through EBT or medical. Sorry, that was like me nerding the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I could talk about. So
I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
3+ years of me literally going door to door into projects in Skid Row, opening up tents and saying, "Hello, would you please want to qualify for a free phone?" Really thankless job that paid me like $75 a day. Like it sucked.
Fuck.
Yeah, and I would be at the welfare offices. I would just be in the fucking cut. And I think that was a really important part for me, especially as a person now that's very successful, to have had as a chapter in my life. Because when I talk to people who make a lot of money, sometimes I'm like, bro, you would eat a poor person.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong?
Yeah, like you're saying there's no humbleness to them.
Right, and it's like a lot of us will brag about being like, having a come-up story, and it's like, if you really had a come-up story, you wouldn't talk about poor people that way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because you were there.
Yeah, because it sucks. It's also, it's like, you start to see that a lot of these people, like, it just happens. You know, like a lot of us are I'm much closer to poverty and homelessness than like any of us would like to admit. Like, you know, if OnlyFans shut down tomorrow, in 5 years, I could easily be on the street if I was stupid as fuck.
With your money.
Or if like a bunch of bad circumstances happened, like I lost my arms and legs.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah.
Or maybe I'll make the most money of it.
I mean, you might make more that way.
Yeah.
So you were in marketing in that sort of way, but because I know when you started the OnlyFans, you got really creative.
Yeah.
With the memes and everything like that. So talk about that.
How do you grow it? Like, okay, from that first video, how do you actually start growing to the point that you're at now? And like, was there a specific like takeoff point where you're like, oh fuck,
okay, so
like, I just made a lot of money and this is crazy?
First year of OnlyFans, I didn't have like a real Instagram or social media. I had my own personal, but I wasn't really like pushing hey, subscribe to my OnlyFans every day. Because I was insecure. I mean, I'm pretty conventionally attractive now-ish. The comments will say no, but like
haters gonna hate.
Back then, I was definitely not a girl like Francetti or KKBSH, where it's like you take a picture of me and I'm going to get all these likes and reshares. So a thing that I realized really early on was what's actually shareable is making fucking memes. When you make memes, they're propaganda. They build community because everyone wants to know what you're talking about and I want to be in on the joke. And you're way more likely to send a funny meme and like comment on it and share it and save it than a hot girl picture.
True.
You know? Yeah, it's like you see shit that's funny or you see shit that's like, oh, this is a gross story. You send it to homie and be like, that's sad.
100%.
You send these guys memes all day.
Yeah, you post it on your story and be like, ridiculous. It's gross.
We talk more through memes than actually talking.
Like conversation,
So, and if you think about people like Johnny Sins and Riley Reid, what are they most known for? They're fucking memes. Yeah. Right? You may not have seen their porn, but you know that everyone knows the Johnny Sins.
True.
Yeah. You can go across the world. And so my first ever meme before I had a real Instagram was a Photoshop picture of myself in like a photoshopped Fox News headline of me getting kicked out of Harvard for having an OnlyFans.
Okay.
I posted it on this like stupid Instagram and I sold it to a bunch of meme pages. That's the sauce.
You sold it?
Well, not so. I like paid them.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
Like
paid. Hey, post this.
Pay to post it, yeah.
And that required me to not have to be naked and not even have to be hot. You know, it just had to be a story that people could resonate with, that was larger than myself, that people could fight over in the comments and just farm
that's genius.
engagement. You know, and since then, that blew up, and then I kind of was like, okay, I know I can I can sell memes to these people and it'll blow up. So then I just started making more memes. And then the big one that really blew me up was when I went on the No Jumper podcast and I talked about getting fucked by 50 guys in one night.
Yes.
And it became a trending sound. and that was right when Instagram started really prioritizing reels and short form content, which is why I continually do podcasts, because 1 million clips of this is going to make me $1 million.
Yeah, literally,
you know?
like literally.
Literally.
Yeah. Not us though.
Yeah.
maybe you, but not us.
Maybe if it led to like a butthole picture.
Yeah, listen, if we do a plug talk after, then maybe,
Yeah, like.
Are you down to sell butthole pictures?
Depends what's the price, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, there's a price for everything.
It's all about the money.
There's a price for everything.
Okay, so you start doing
Mine is $30.
You start doing that. So you're doing the meme strategy.
Yeah.
But you also had other people making the memes too, right?
Yeah. So
I
started when I wanted to start. So now I have an established Instagram. And so, you know, I do things like I go on these podcasts, I do YouTube skits, I did things with Twitch streamers, and it was like just becoming a lot. So I made a Discord where I talk to a lot of my fans directly as like a little community crew.
Yep.
And I would say like, hey, I have Kazumi bucks. This is crazy. I would be like, hey, if you make me 5 memes, you get a free subscription to my OnlyFans, but you have to post it and you have to tag me.
Genius.
Nice.
Not every meme. Most of these memes were ass.
Yeah, they didn't hit.
But even if 1 out of every 50 hit.
But it started to like, and I would retweet them, and obviously the algorithm would start favoring them, and I started creating the illusion that I was popular, even when I wasn't. You know, like I was like definitely not that big, but it was like the illusion of like all these memes were like, oh, then she must be a big deal. Like all these people are making jokes and talking about her.
You're a fucking genius.
And was it expensive to pay these pages and stuff too? Like on the other side, paying them to promo it?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! It was.
Thousands, right?
And sometimes they wouldn't even hit, you know? Like, obviously, I think thirst traps do the best, like, doing, like, little horny, like, things. But I don't know how to dance, and I didn't think... You have to be a certain threshold of sexy to be able to, like, make that happen.
True. Like, just to pull, like, an audience...
A certain type of audience.
You know, I'm not Sky Brie. I'm a medium hot girl, okay? I still suck dick, you know? I'm still taking it up. Yeah, it's like, you know, I have to do it.
It's crazy.
So hold on a second. I wanna circle back to, okay, you're doing all this stuff, the memes are blowing up. People are like, damn, this girl's fucking popular. Meanwhile, you're on the back end just like being super smart about it, making it happen. We call that fame engineering.
Yeah.
But what's the video where it's like, holy fuck, I just made a lot of money. This is fucked.
It was definitely that no jumper video,
Okay.
which literally haunts me to this day.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's so out of okay, no, actually it's totally in context. Yes, I did fuck 50 guys.
Yes.
Whatever, bro. Like, it happens. Life is one big.
It happens. I fuck 50 guys. It happens.
Guys,
Life is one big gangbang. Okay, unless you are like fucking a girl and you're the only dick for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
You're one big gangbang, you know?
Yeah,
Like if I fuck you, I'm not the first, the last, or the second. Like it'll
True.
continue to happen.
You're one big gang, right? That's a crazy
So that was the
quote.
video that really.
I'm gonna get that tatted.
Yeah, because that was the one where I got a lot of visibility, and then No Jumper had me as a guest like a bajillion times afterwards, and then I was able to, and I would say like that was probably like the start of like podcasters having porn stars on and like giving them the spotlight.
Yeah, he opened that up. Adam opened that up for sure.
Yeah, I definitely give him credit. He's
Shout out
famous
Adam.
for that.
Yeah, he's cool. We had him on as well. He's a really good guy. Shout out
I
Adam for
went
real.
to his wedding. You know, that I was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Italy for
In
that.
Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I gotta understand like a dollar figure. Like what's the big dollar figure that comes in and you're like
First big check. Like,
you're like
what the hell just
whoa,
happened?
okay. So like after that podcast, like what do those numbers look like? I'm always curious.
By the time I was meeting, before social media, I was making a cool 50K a week. So I was making
Wait.
Say that again for the real. We're gonna
Say that nice and slow.
So before I got a BBL and before I did Adam 22's podcast, I was already making 50K a week. Okay, that was based off of strategy.
Bro, I'm gonna kill myself.
I had
Jesus Christ.
I had barely had an Instagram. Like I didn't have a Twitter. It was just like my schemes within, you know, and
Yeah.
like the
Oh my
little.
God.
But you have to think like when you buying promotions, especially the way I was doing, is like a lot of flipping your money. It's a lot of like
Reinvesting.
so
Yeah.
I was not keeping a lot of that money.
Okay.
It
But
was
you're
a lot
spending a lot of it,
It was
yeah.
a lot of gambling it away and being like, I hope this meme hits. I hope this meme hits. And a lot of memes don't fucking hit.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the ones that do,
The ones that do change your life.
That's also
Yes.
smart that you were doing that because 50K a week. And how old were you at that point?
I was that was like 2-3 years ago, so like 23.
Imagine. So like an average 23-year-old out there making 50K a week, they're gonna start spending money like they never spent.
but
it
they're gonna go
before.
broke. Like they're not gonna
go broke.
reinvest into
So
the business.
how did you even understand that financial literacy side of it? Because reinvesting in yourself too, like that's not a lot of people
like,
do it.
honestly, that was a fluke. I just kind of
Really?
was. It was more like, okay, so the thing was, my main motivation it's so stupid. When I first started was I want to buy some fucking tits, bro. And
Nice.
every sugar daddy I had, and I was not a good sugar baby. I didn't know how to barter, and I didn't know how to
negotiate.
I didn't know how to negotiate. I had awful customer service, worst sugar baby in the world. And every sugar daddy was like, yeah, I'll pay for your boobs. And I'd be like, okay.
But what's the but? What was
it's
the
like
but?
you basically become a sex slave, so I could play with your boobs
Okay,
forever.
okay.
And I'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, like let me see if I can make my own. So I told myself on my OnlyFans, I was like, I'm gonna make 25K next month. And I was like, okay, you've divided that by 4 weeks, and you divide that by 7 days. It's this much per day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit that, and I was like, I can buy some fucking titties. What about my retirement fund and like the rest of my fucking life?
Yeah.
I would say when I started making like consistently 6 figures a month, that's when I was like, oh, this is cool.
Okay.
How long after starting OnlyFans do you make 6 figures a month?
I probably like within the first, maybe within the first year or a little after the first year.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And now, where you're at today, and how fucking massive you are, what do those monthly checks look like?
You know, honestly, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been sad because it's kind of like went down a
No,
little.
no.
Yeah, well,
Way to get that back up.
I lost my Twitter. That was huge.
Yes.
Wait,
You were
they
big on
tipped
Twitter.
you off?
Yeah,
She got
someone
banned.
paid to nuke me, and I once I find out who that is, I'm gonna do nothing because I'm not confrontational. but I want you to know that you suck. And
Yeah.
like,
Damn. Someone paid to nuke you.
I'm 100. I didn't break a rule.
Yeah, but like, because I was gonna say, like, it's like
Yeah,
anything
Twitter,
you
like, how
post,
can you
it's
even do
fucking
it?
Twitter. Like, you can post anything on Twitter.
But like even like the small things, like I wasn't spammy. I didn't do retweet groups. I had a clean header. I was good.
Okay, so hold on. Before you go on, then can we make a little clip for Elon Musk right
Yes.
now? I'm gonna
Hi,
start it off, and
Elon.
you go. Elon Musk, listen up. My friend Kazumi here. She needs her fucking Twitter back. Can you help her out, Kazumi? What do you have to say to Elon?
Sorry. I think you're so sexy, so I got nervous.
That's enough. I think that's enough.
I was gonna make a song last week called "Elon's Kind of Sexy," right?
That would hit.
Yeah,
that would hit.
That would
but
hit.
he kind of is in like he's like really awkward and relatable way.
I feel like that, like you really fuck with those kind of guys.
Yeah, I definitely like an awkward fella.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So what's been? You've had a little bit of a downfall, let's say, but it's the numbers are still probably crazy.
Yeah.
What's the biggest month you've had?
Probably like 380, 350, yeah, somewhere in that range. But it's like I say that and I feel like a small fry because some OnlyFans girls are crushing like $1 million a month. Like,
True.
and I'm like, why?
But like who? Like, what OnlyFans girls do you know that are crushing $1 million a month?
The ones that are making that type of money don't do porn. I think, and it's like kind of like catch-22 because I love doing porn.
Yeah.
Like, that's like my sweet escape. That's how I kick it with my friends. Like that's just what I do.
Yeah.
If I would make a lot more money if I just did really like niche like TikTok skits.
Yeah.
You
Like,
think that goes harder? Like
That goes way harder.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I have like 1 million podcast reels that like go dummy stupid, but like I think like ultimately like horny thirst traps and like weird skits like make a lot more money.
And even with that amount of money coming in now, what are you doing with that money? Because you even said yourself, OnlyFans shuts down 5 years, it could be done.
I think a lot of it is like me sitting in my own anxiety because I feel like I think a lot of girls have like not like think this is forever and it's very not. Like, yes, of course we own this IP, so like I can sell porn as long as I want. Will there ever be a structure as good as OnlyFans that makes me this amount of money for so long? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm almost like when we say money buys happiness, a lot of fear comes from the fact that like my main source of income is sex work, which is such a tumultuous industry that I'm like, unless I figure something out, I could still be poor. You know,
Yeah,
like
true.
I could still like fall back into like what I was, where I was a few years ago. I have a lot of my money in the S&P and like Morgan Stanley.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like super traditional like
Okay.
investments. I feel like every other day someone wants me to invest in their startup.
That's
and,
how it goes. When they see the amount of money you're making,
and I'm
course.
confused. Like I don't.
You're like, bro, what's going on?
I'm always like, what? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do I give you 200K?
Yeah.
Like I'm confused.
Have you invested in any sort of businesses, startups?
I haven't. I think the biggest investment I ever did was like a few $100K and like a real estate fix and flip, and I hated it. Like I don't like the fact that I gave you money and I'm waiting.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
I was gonna ask about real estate. Like, are you doing anything in real
Yeah, I
estate?
did that, and I wish I could take it, get that money back, so I could just like buy a duplex and like chill.
Have you bought any real estate, like personally?
No, just a fix and flip because it was so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, get to it though. I feel like that's especially in
And
LA. Like,
do you have anyone around you that's kind of helping you, like in terms of business side?
So I have no management and I have no agency right now.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about maybe getting it because it's like, although I'm really successful, I swallow every loss and every L. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's like,
personally,
like
yeah.
I've flown, for example, my airplane banner 1 billion times in a bunch of places, and it only hit a few times, but it was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like I wish I had someone maybe a little smarter than me that's a little ahead of the game, because now it's like I want to be outside.
Yeah.
Like I feel like my friends who have agencies and shit are able to go to Miami and like
Yeah.
and like
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
you know like for me I still just like sit and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm scared.
Yeah, like what do I do? Like, am I gonna have this tomorrow? I
Yeah.
think like
It's crazy. It's crazy that I think so many people are in that position because we see so many young people make a lot of money fast.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people are in that position. Like me and him have these conversations all the time, right? Too, with the podcast and the whole media side. Like, how long is this gonna last? How long is Snapchat money gonna last?
Yeah.
How long is Facebook money gonna last too, right?
are you on
So-
Snapchat at all?
I can't get on Snapchat Creator Fund, obviously.
Why
I
not?
haven't- Because I'm like a horny girl.
Yeah, but what if you're just not posting like that kind of stuff?
I've like tried and they've kind of been like,
We got the Snapchat. Plug.
Yo, we got you.
oh.
We got you. We're gonna hook you up. We're gonna take care of you.
I'm sure if you do different type of content, they'd be
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to do it.
I'll just be like, hey, I'm hanging out with my friends.
No, like I swear to God, we're gonna talk out this podcast. We'll hook you up with somebody.
Even to get it like on a more serious note, I know we're having a great time right now, but I want to get a little bit serious. How has your mental health been since starting OnlyFans?
So honestly, I'm a pretty balanced individual. Like I luckily I'm like pretty neurotypical. Like I don't have depression or like anxiety. Like I'm very like level-headed and pretty grounded, honestly.
Okay.
Besides like just being into like really weird sex stuff, like on occasion. I will say my mental health did take a downfall a few months ago when I got canceled for the first time.
What'd you get canceled for?
Yeah.
I got soft canceled. So I was friends with a friend who was a bad person. And so like, I guess by association, people thought I must be a bad person. And then I didn't want to talk about it publicly because I just don't feel it. At the time, I didn't want to tweet about it because it's like, the claims they were making against my friend were really heavy.
Okay. Like what kind of claims are we talking here?
Like violent rapists.
Oh, okay.
Shit. And I kind of was like, I don't want to like say anything publicly unless it's like for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Since then, I'm like pretty sure.
That's damn.
I'm pretty sure you kind of did some bad shit.
So that was just by association, though. You didn't do anything wrong yourself.
Yeah, but it was like so that was when I was in Italy actually for Adam and Lena's wedding. That was when it was really starting to like build up because people were like, you need to speak up. It's like you owe it to us, the community, to speak up about this because all you care about is money.
Yeah.
And all of these things, first of all, are bullshit. Like I'm allowed to talk about what I want to talk about. I think it's crazy to try to force people to talk about things they are probably
all the time
really sensitive about in the first place. Should I have spoken up sooner? I guess if I knew all the facts sooner, I would have.
Yeah.
But
but also you don't have to. What warrants you having?
It's because when you have a big platform like that, people will come straight to you.
Yeah, that was the first time I felt like people were really projecting their own insecurities. Because at the time I was like, I'm cool. Like I don't.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I wasn't involved.
With anyone. Yeah. So that was the first time I had like a huge wave of people being like, you're a bad person, like. And just kind of dogpiling on like a bunch of shit, like saying like you throw these weird sex parties and you go on these weird podcasts, and it was just really hurtful because first of all, you don't have to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to my parties.
Yeah.
You also don't have to watch me go on a stupid podcast. Like granted, I've gone on a lot of really weird podcasts.
I've seen them.
But
we've seen them.
I'm at work, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt like a lot of people were also saying like, you know, you've worked with people who are canceled. Do you not care? And it's like, it's hard, you know, when it's like it's a moral dilemma, especially as a girl, and you go into an industry full of that's you know, like I wouldn't even say full of men. It's just kind of like if I had to avoid every person who probably did a bad thing, like it'd be really hard to grow, and I have to become influential enough to combat that.
Yeah.
You know, like I could fight over it at this level and it's not going to make any waves.
Literally.
You know, like maybe when I'm like fucking at this level, I can really, we could all really speak up about shit that's like
and make
awful.
a real change or something.
Yeah.
But do you think living in LA makes the whole cancel culture
This guy
a little
hates
harder?
LA.
No, I will.
I'm with him on it.
No. You know what I was telling them? I'm like, we're over here. It's a little bit better. But like, do you think being in LA makes the whole cancel culture thing a little heavier? Because like I feel like in Miami, where we're usually at, like no one gives a fuck about being canceled in Miami. They're like, yeah, cancel me, bro. Whatever. I'm here.
I'm a pretty liberal person personally. So I will say there's some things that like we should cancel that, bro. Like we should stop giving that attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think what happens when people like me getting canceled over stuff like that, you lose nuance. Like you don't like people start having a parasocial relationship with like let's say Adam 22. Okay, like unless you personally know people, you don't fucking know them. Like
Facts.
my life outside the internet is so vast and multidimensional outside of it. You know, I think it's just hard to make a call when it's like, especially like I'm a girl in the industry, and it's like, you know, you start being the frontiersman for a lot of things, and sometimes you're wrong. Yeah. You know, which is why I'm thinking about getting an agency. Because I was like, ouch, this hurts.
Just want a second opinion sometimes.
Yeah, and I have no regrets about the ways I've like blown up. I will say like the thing that I make money in probably the most ethical way you can. Like it's like someone wants to see a boob, I give them a boob. You know, I want $5, you give me $5.
Yeah,
you know, like there's no like weird shit going on about that.
But do you like at this point now, like with the money you're making, like do you have a team that works with you? Like do you have anybody on payroll? Like how does your business look outside of like just you and the content you're making?
I don't have a life. This is so
okay, so it's literally just you.
I wouldn't say just me. I'll have friends that assist. You know, like I have friends that help me with my TikTok. Like this video, I'll probably send it to my friends and they'll turn it into short form content.
Sick. Cool.
And then what I do sometimes is I'll have like my fans and I'll have them make accounts of their IP address, and then I'll log into those accounts, and then I'll have 10 TikTok accounts, and I'll just
dump content.
Yeah. Which is like just me being fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
But it's like those are things that you figure out over a lot of trial and error.
Yep, true.
You know, which is why I'm thinking about like I need to stop thinking.
Yeah, I mean, but it's insane that you've gotten to this point. I'm just gonna say on your own. Yes, you got the friends and whatever, but in terms of like building like a structure and a business behind what you're doing, it's crazy that you've gotten to this point with no team.
Thanks.
And even with that, like, how did you get yourself out of that downtime, that time that you felt down?
Well, that time, I mean, a lot of it was, first of all, this is stupid. Like, this is, you can cancel me when I've done a bad thing. Yeah. You know, when I start eating kids, cancel
there you go.
me, you know?
Well, you're in LA. You're in the perfect place to start doing that.
Hey, just go up the street. I think they got something going on today.
You don't have to. You don't have to speak about anything that you don't want to. And I think like I use like fucking Drake as a perfect example of that. Like, this guy has been friends with people who have done bad things, said bad things. Even like at our hometown in Toronto, like these young up and coming rappers, guys are getting shot. He knows them, whatever. And like, he just stays silent through it all because who the fuck does he have to answer to?
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
It's the internet. Shit comes and it goes. Like, people will forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say like that's probably like the hardest thing about becoming an influential figure is like it comes with the good and bad of people expecting you to do certain things, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not a role model. I suck dick for money, dude. Like, you know, like I'll stand for things that I want to specifically stand for, but if you want to get to a place of influence where your voice matters, then get here.
True.
You know?
Facts.
But I will say it's like been a moral battle for me, you know, and I think we all go through it as like influencers of like, you know, sometimes you are a bad person, man. Like,
but listen, like, bro, you're not gonna be perfect.
You know, but it's like sometimes it's like, fuck, I'm working with a guy and this guy sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And it's like, I don't want you to think I'm co-signing it. I'm just at my workplace and it's not personal.
Yeah. True. And I also think like, okay, I think there is an aspect of like needing to, you know, speak to your fans, like speak to your audience. But like at the same time, you're a fucking human being. Like, you're also allowed to be a human and be like, I just don't want to do this right now, like, you know.
Well, that's another question I have. Like, those are perceptions that people have when they see you online, right? They must think, oh, Kazumi, her life's perfect, she makes all this money, she does what she wants, she looks this good. So maybe talk about some common misconceptions that people might think about people in your industry.
I think the common misconception is that it's easy. Because, I mean, a girl could make an OnlyFans tomorrow and she can be way hotter than me and she's not going to make this bread. Like, she just isn't. Yeah. I've seen girls who, like, are literally like I wouldn't say unattractive. But they're just like a person, you know?
Sure.
And they're making bags because they're really fucking smart. I mean, being hot is a plus, right? But I've met a lot of girls who are like the most beautiful girls ever, but it's like they don't know, they think you just like show up. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you have to take the pictures and you have to be consistent with taking them. Then how do you promote whatever it is you're fucking selling? How do you provide value in an oversaturated market? I think whenever I talk about, like, we see those podcasts of girls being like, yeah, I make $1 million a month. All the comments are like, oh, like doctors like don't make that much, or like she doesn't deserve that money. But if you ask those same people like, hey, make an OnlyFans, they would be like, I couldn't because of the social stigma. It's like hard.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, and that's the one thing why I like LA, Miami, and major cities is like I can be an OnlyFans girl and it's not like
no one judges.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, it's like if I was in fucking, I have friends who like live in like bullshit states like Montana, and like and like they get shitted on. And it's like they're not even doing porn. You know?
True.
Like it's so there's a lot more social stigma that comes with, especially when you're not a successful OnlyFans person. And that's like something that's important to me too, is like, you know, when I matter just as much now making hundreds of thousands a month versus when I made fucking $0. You know, like my contributions to society don't matter to my worth.
But now, like, I'm curious now, which I agree with you. And I think like now, like, seeing the way you're going and you're building this brand, like, do you ever see this brand being anything outside of porn?
I think I want to diversify. I think when people diversify, they get scared because they think, oh, like she's going to be like, I wouldn't say like Lana Rhoades or Mia Khalifa, but it's like turning back on their industry in a way and being like, ew, that was weird. You know, I will say no industry, especially something in entertainment, is a perfect one. I've had a great experience doing porn and doing sex work, and it's something that I want to always be a part of me. But ultimately, my brand, it has to be what's the most conducive to making me sustain this lifestyle.
True.
Yeah,
making
like
that bread.
I'm loyal to me. Right?
Facts.
And whoever I am in 5 years, 10 years is still me. It's just the evolution of like a woman. You know, I'm 26 and horny, so that's what's happening right now. You know, like,
but eventually, you might pass that. And
maybe I'll be 36 and really into real estate. Like, and that's just like my new vibe.
That's true.
So
you're just kind of taking it as it comes.
Yeah, I think the best thing about life, and especially being financially free because of OnlyFans, is like understanding I'm not committed to anything. If I'm not happy doing this anymore, I can just stop, and it's fine.
Yeah. Have you ever had that thought?
I've had thoughts. I think I had thoughts when I got mini canceled for a second. I was like, fuck it. And then I lost my Twitter and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's I can stop whenever I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop just yet. So.
And speaking to like Mia Khalifa and Lana Rhoades, who have like shit on the industry and their past life, like, how does that feel for you, someone who's currently in it? And probably some, like, I could imagine that you've probably looked up to them, like they, at some point, like they were the biggest.
I still look up to them, and I wouldn't say they shat on their industry, but their industry was a lot more different than mine. Because think about it, they were in like mainstream porn.
Yeah.
So I don't really, I seriously don't. And they started, I think Lana Rhoades started when she was like 18.
Yeah.
And then Mia Khalifa got, you know, her life got pretty much nuked after like fucking with a hijab, you know?
Yeah, true.
So like their experiences are a lot more different because no one told me like I had to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, like now it's like I get on set and I'll meet people, but I'm meeting people like at Brazzers and Vixen at a very high level who like don't take advantage of women because it's a super corporate space.
Yeah.
How about in terms of like relationships and family? Do you ever think that you would have your own family and even a relationship that's not open?
No? That's definitely like a part of like my vibe because like let's say like I decided to be monogamous tomorrow, the way I hang out with my friends would be really hard. You know? Like it's like what are our memories? A lot of our memories are like, yeah, we were on this boat and then we all had an orgy. You know?
These are great memories.
Yeah. And it's also like I don't see it as like a demonic thing or like a thing that's like I should be sad about. Like like I like to talk freely about all the things I do, even sexual, and I don't want it to be like, oh, I shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna get insecure and bummed out. Like I like to have the full scope of experiences.
And how about a family though?
Yeah. I met, so when I went to Jamaica and when I went to like Temptations Cancun, which is a swingers resort in Cancun, there was a lot of people who were parents. Yeah. Like I would say like most of them are older people who like their kids have like left and so they've had an empty nest or like, you know, like on their off time, they're just horny people. Plus with OnlyFans, I have like an OnlyFans mom and she's like a MILF, an Asian MILF, and she has kids, you know? Like dope. It's like my sex life is just like not my family's business.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean,
like your parents are probably swingers.
Would you have kids?
Yeah.
You would have kids, right?
Wait.
Okay, but how about this?
Hold on, that's crazy. That's crazy.
My parents are probably swingers?
Yeah, they probably
are.
Like,
Ma, I know you're watching. Fuck, what was I going to say? I just had a question. Fuck.
That fucked you up, eh?
That fucked me up. That
fucked you up nice.
Thinking about it?
No, the kids. So if you had kids and they wanted to get into the same industry as you, what would you think about that?
That would be fine.
Yeah?
Because I would put them in the right positions. You know, like I would make sure that they don't.
Like doggy style?
No.
Okay.
Like I would like make sure that they're with the right people and doing it the right way. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ways you can make a lot of money here and completely stay within your comfort zone.
True.
Like I think some beef I've had with like some porn people is like having to prove how slutty I am because I don't swallow, and I don't do anal. And I don't do a lot of things that I feel like a lot of people felt like they had to do 5-10 years ago to become a star.
To get bigger,
No swallowing, eh?
I don't fucking swallow. That's slut shit.
That's crazy.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's gross. Pace yourself, bro.
Well, I've never done that, so I wouldn't know. But
so you'd be cool with the kids doing it. I mean, listen, we know some girls too that are like, they're in OnlyFans, but they actually see it opposite than you. They're like, I'm doing this for a bit just to get out
They
and then
don't
start.
love it.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
They don't love it.
But do you think they'll have trouble doing that?
No.
No?
I mean, bro, you want to cry in a Rolls Royce, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
Like they're gonna be so good.
It's my fucking motto,
Also,
straight up.
like honestly, the average lifespan of most porn people is 8 months. I've seen in my short time
really?
here, I've already seen girls leave and be like, I'm over it. I'm just getting a normal job. Unless you're super notorious, like Riley Reid, most people don't know who you are. Like it's like most porn stars are not household name people. Like you're able to integrate back into society. I mean, some of them don't even tell people like I did porn.
I like how you said integrate just right back into society.
They assimilate back.
Porn stars everywhere.
Yeah, they are. If you're in the valley, they're in the fucking Erewhon, dude. Like they're just
We're in the spot. We're in the best spot right now.
Yeah.
For all ex-porn stars to be walking around.
Yeah, they're getting their smoothies.
So pulling up Uber Eats. I'm curious, like, is like, so for you, there's no timeline. Like, you would do this really forever.
I would do this until I'm like bored.
Yeah.
I think like I don't have to make more porn, you know?
Yeah.
Because like Mia
it's just
Khalifa,
residual too,
yeah,
right?
Mia Khalifa only has like 4 scenes ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Like I could just keep reselling it and like you know, like every other month when a really popular person shows up, I'll collab with them, and then they'll, you know, be.
So it doesn't
in my
have to be like an everyday.
But yeah,
thing.
as long as Kazumi is a person, though, people will continually subscribe.
Do you get noticed on the street a lot?
It depends. Like if I'm like in like more like urban areas like downtown LA, then yeah. But if I'm like in like certain like, you know, in like more suburban areas like Pasadena, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
But I've been
imagine
recognized
you do.
overseas too, but usually by tourists.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I said, your brand, you're almost like 1 million followers right now, which is like,
knock
which
on
like,
wood.
listen, they're not fake. I see it. Like your fucking engagement is crazy.
There's some real horny people, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
no, I know.
for sure. Unreal. This is a great conversation.
Yeah, wow.
Up.
I feel like we could really go forever. Kazumi, wow. Thank you so much.
Oh,
yeah. Give her the question, no?
Yeah, no, I mean, you kind of answered it, but I just want to say thank you for even doing this. I know, like I said, we've been talking for a while trying to make it happen.
I got to get on your close friends next, to be honest. You let me know
something. You're going to see some shit, bro.
We actually, I think we tried to fly you out to Miami. That's how bad I wanted to do this podcast. Because I was like, yo, she's cool.
That's how much
fuck.
you love LA. You wouldn't even come to Miami.
Yeah, you flew to LA. Thank
we
you.
did literally for you. I swear to God, when I hit you up, we didn't even have our flights booked yet, but we were like gonna plan around like when you were gonna come on.
And I love to flake, so I'm glad I showed up.
I know. I was a little nervous. I'm like, fuck.
I'm like, yo, did you message her? Is she coming?
Yeah, no, you made it happen. I appreciate
I'm a good
you.
girl. I'll show up if I say so.
No, thank you.
But I won't say yes for a long time. Until I'm like,
until you're super ready.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll do more episodes with you in the future.
Yeah,
too.
we'd love to, honestly. But before we end it, like, we're the Money Buys Happiness podcast. So we like to ask our guests if they believe money buys happiness.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It makes it easier.
Hell yeah.
It's easier. I think every time I've had an argument with like a partner of mine, it's been over money.
Yeah.
And we argue much less.
I think relationships, marriages, all those things generally become unsuccessful because of money.
Yeah.
Like when money is like obsolete, then it's like then you really find out if it's real or not.
I started off with my current boyfriend. Like I was living on his couch. I was living in his living room for probably the first year, just twiddling my pussy on his couch. You know, like so he was with me from like the ground up.
Okay, he's seen the come up.
Yeah, he's seen the come up. No boobs.
Yeah.
No
we seen that. We seen your story the other day. It was yesterday.
Yeah, no, yesterday you posted
2017
or 2018 versus today.
Dude, I looked really different.
Crazy.
Yeah, big switch up.
I had a bunch of people be like, "Is that just a random Asian girl?" Dude? I was like, "That's fucking me."
That's me, bro. Like, damn.
Kazumi, thank you.
Yes,
we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Go check out Kazumi everywhere. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Go make her memes. Go do everything.
Yeah, we gotta like our whole audience is fucking.
We might have to start the meme strategy too, eh?
Do it.
So say less.
Make
I'm on it.
And I'd be like,
we have a Discord already going, so.
Oh, dude.
We have to hire you like for like consulting. No?
Yeah, we can't
like,
afford her, bro.
Yeah, it's true. She's too expensive. All right. Well, that being said, thank you so much, Kazumi. Honestly, it was a pleasure, guys. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, do the fucking duties. Follow her on OnlyFans. Subscribe. At least check it out. See what's good.
I send free nudes to the back.
Oh shit!
You heard that?
Look at that smile on his face. He's like, wait.
These guys are like, let's wrap this up right now, please.
All right. And on that note, Dean.